Hey guys, the Escaper here, and welcome back to another video. And this is going to be a new kind of video for me, but I felt like this had to be done. I'm not used to making movie reviews, but I'm going to give it a shot because it would be a crime for me not to make a review on this movie. So I'm just going to get right to it. The Super Mario Brothers movie is a 10 out of 10, at least for me. I know some that may just be biased from me because I'm a big Mario fan. In case you couldn't tell, I'm a really big Super Mario Brothers fan. In case you couldn't tell, but I know that may seem a little biased. But considering the current review score on Rotten Tomatoes is about a 9.5 out of 10, I don't think I'm really that far off. And yeah, I do agree with that. I could see why you would think that 9.5 out of 10 is correct, but I think it's 10 out of 10. So yeah, I just think the movie was really great. It was an incredible movie that anyone can enjoy. You may think that just because you have to be a Mario fan to enjoy the movie, and I can see why you would think that, but anyone can enjoy it. You could be a non-Mario fan, you could be a fan of the older Mario games, you could be a newer Mario fan, or you could be like me, a fan of all Mario. And no matter what, you're always gonna be able to enjoy this movie. That's just how good the movie is. Well, obviously the biggest Mario fans are gonna enjoy it the most because of all the references and Easter eggs packed into this movie. But and like I said, yeah, anyone can enjoy the movie. Now, as for the plot, I think it was a really simple plot. I'll say that. But when you think about it, has any Mario game really had an incredibly complex plot? The Super Mario games with the most story, other than things like Luigi's Mansion, which are like spin-offs, have been the 3D Mario games like Mario Odyssey or Mario 64, I guess, Mario Galaxy, Mario Sunshine. Those ones have had a little bit more stories, but in like a lot of the 2D ones, it's basically Princess Peach kidnapped. Go get Princess Peach. And that's good because when you play a Mario game, you're not playing it for the plot. You're playing it because you like playing Super Mario games and you like the gameplay. And it's the same thing with the movie. The movie doesn't need a complex plot because you like things like the animation and the music and stuff. So the plot doesn't need to be overly complex. But just because it's not an overly complex plot, that doesn't mean it's good. To simplify the plot, it's basically just the Mario and Luigi get sucked into this universe where like the Mushroom Kingdom universe, and Luigi and Mario, they get separated. Luigi goes off and gets kidnapped by Bowser, while Mario has to team up with Peach to stop Bowser, who has recently obtained the Power Star, which he wants to use to take over the world. That's basically the simple plot. So yeah, it's just like a Mario game. Bowser being bad, Mario go stop Bowser. That's what the movie is. But that doesn't make the movie bad. It's still a really good movie. But other than the plot, let's talk about some of the other things. So the voice actors. Now, there was a lot of talk when the trailers came out about whether or not Chris Pratt would be good for Mario. And after watching the movie, I'd have to say he is really good. I went to see the movie today with my friends, and my friend, he said to me specifically that he heard someone say, with Chris Pratt as Mario, you hear Chris Pratt for the first 5 minutes of the movie, and then for the rest of the movie you hear Mario, and I agree with that. It sounds a little off at first, but after you get into it, you don't even notice. And if you really get into it with the subtle Brooklyn accent he's doing, you kind of get immersed into it, and you realize he's not actually that bad of a Mario. And I do like him, and other than Charles Martinet himself, I think he was... I cannot think of another celebrity that would cast as Mario, but if you want to have your own opinion, like, oh, the French voice actor is better, you're entitled to that. You can have it. But me, I think Mario's a good choice. But the best voice actors of the movie, I'm going to have to hand it to, Luigi, Charlie Day, and Jack Black as Bowser. Jack Black specifically, I feel like out of the entire cast, he was the most into his role. In fact, semi-spoiler, it's not really a spoiler, it's just something that happens. Bowser sings a mini song called Peaches, I think, where it's about how much he loves Peach. And apparently, that song wasn't even in the original script. Jack Black got that written into the script. And with everything he's doing, the way he dressed to get to the movie, the red carpet is called, the premiere of the movie, You could just tell he cared a lot about this role, more than anyone else in the cast. But I'm not saying anyone else didn't care about it. I think everyone was really passionate about the movie. I'm just saying out of everyone, Jack Black cared the most. Now, about Luigi, I feel like the thing I like about Luigi is that even though Charlie Day is also just sort of doing his regular voice with sort of a Brooklyn accent like Chris Pratt, the Luigi voice just fits, his Charlie Day's regular voice just fits Luigi so well. I cannot think, just the same with Mario, but even more immersed, I cannot think of a better voice actor for Luigi. I cannot think of anyone else I would pick. But if you think any other voice actors are better, you're entitled to that. But I cannot think of anyone else that I would pick. And then, yeah, there was the other voice actors that were also pretty good. Anna Taylor-Joy as Peach was good. Keegan-Michael was good as Toad, and Seth Rogen was good as Donkey Kong. And there was also some other characters that appeared to that voice actors. I think they all did really good. And speaking of Charles Martinet, he does appear in the movie. I'm not going to spoil his cameo, but I feel like his cameo is perfect. And it's like in the first 5 minutes, if I remember correctly. You guys are going to like it. I think it's really good. I think it's the perfect spot to squeeze him in. Now then, animation-wise, Illumination's always been beautiful when it comes to animation. I cannot lie about that. Whether or not you like their movies for the plot, I think that they've always been really great at animation, and there's not really much to say. You've seen the trailers. You know it all looks beautiful. There's not much I could say. Now, the soundtrack. That's got to be my second favorite part about this movie. The soundtrack is incredible. It was composed by Brian Tyler, who I don't know who he is. I think he's just some soundtrack guy. I don't really know a lot about celebrities. I think he's just some guy that does soundtracks for Illumination movies. And also, you may have heard of this guy. He's a little known guy. Koji Kondo himself. The guy that that made the original Mario on the NES 1985. This game right here. He made the soundtrack for that game, and he also worked on some other Nintendo games like Legend of Zelda, but he's always been like a Nintendo soundtrack maker, and his most popular works have been in the Mario series, I think. So you could tell that there's already a person that's really passionate about it, and it's just beautiful. The way that the soundtracks all fit in, like when in the Mushroom Kingdom, the Mario theme's playing. There's also this thing they'll do in the movie, you'll notice, where when they're in an area and something happens, the soundtrack will switch to match that. It's hard to explain about. For an example, you may have seen this in like the little trailer or TV spot that appeared, but when Toad appears on screen to Mario, the soundtrack shifts into the Captain Toad thing. Or when Mario walks up to the clear pipe in the Mushroom Kingdom, the soundtrack switches to the 3D world. And stuff like that. I don't want to spoil all of it, but stuff like that, you could tell they care so much about it. And the soundtrack, I really hope they release on Spotify. I'll put that whole soundtrack in my playlist. I swear I will. It's just so good. But as I think any Mario fan will agree with me, my favorite part about the movie is the references. I cannot go over all the references in this video for multiple reasons. Number one, I probably missed some of them. Even as a big Mario fan as myself, I probably missed some of them. Number two, I don't want to spoil it for you guys. And number three, there's just too many to say from what I did notice. But there's things like the antique shop with all the old Mario items, the music appearing, the references to other games. It's just incredible. And I like it so much. One thing I really wish they did, though, was with Luigi. I wish they referenced Luigi's Mansion a bit more. I think they did reference it. Like, I think there was this scene where Luigi was walking through the woods, and this might have just been me hearing things or me having wishful thinking, but I think the Mario theme, or the Luigi's Mansion theme, did appear. I don't know if that's just me hearing things, but I hope it was Luigi's Mansion theme. But, yeah, I don't want to go over all the references. I feel like you guys just need to check it out for yourself. And yeah, that's basically it for the Mario movie. I know that wasn't really a review, but, yeah, I tried my best to talk about what I want to talk about. If I had one criticism to give, it's not really even a criticism. There's this scene in a slight spoiler warning ahead. Well, it's something that happens near the end of the movie. If you want to get surprised, it's a reference. If you want to get surprised, then you can click off the video. This is basically the end. I saved this for last. So near the scene at the end where at Bowser and Peach's wedding, when Bowser's forcing Peach to marry him, lots of other enemies appear, like Koopa Troopas, but there's also King Bob-omb, and most importantly that I got shocked at, King Boo appeared. I don't know if I'll be able to get a picture. I'll put a picture up if I can. But King Boo appeared, not in his Luigi's Mansion form, but more like his Mario Kart form, where he has the regular crown, not the purple crown. And in that scene, Luigi's being like lowered into the lava with the rest of Bowser's prisoners in the background. But when they all escape and there's the fight scene, I feel like it would have been really cool if like Luigi is like, since he's cowardly at that point in the movie, he's like while Mario and Peach and Toad are like fighting, Luigi's like just trying to dodge all the enemies' attacks. And I think it would have been cool if he's like looking behind him and running away from something, and then he like bumps into King Boo. Then King Boo slowly turns around and makes an angry face at him. And then Luigi screams in fear and runs away. That's just something small I feel like would have been cool. But like, it's just a cool little Luigi's Mansion reference. It's like their first encounter while not making it be like, oh, they already know each other by the events by the time the Luigi's Mansion movie starts. If they do end up making a Luigi's Mansion movie. It would have just been like, hey, King Boo would have been like, hey, I recognize you. You're that mustache man's brother. You know, like something like that. I feel like that would have been really cool. But it's just a small nitpick. That's all I have to say. But yeah, like I said, I think the Mario movie is a 10 out of 10. Please go to the movie theater. Please buy a ticket. I recommend AMC because if you go to AMC, you get these cool $15. You get a popcorn tin. They don't even put the popcorn inside of it. They'll give you a bag and this tin, so the tin won't even get dirty. But yeah, it's just a cool little question mark tin. I got it. I think it's cool. But go to the movie theater, please. Support this movie, please. I really want to see Illumination and Nintendo do more. I know Nintendo, the way they are with money, if they see this movie does really good, they'll make more of it. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is my first ever review. I hope I did a good job at it. Review my review video in the comments if you've gotten this far. What I should change if I ever decide to do a review video, because if the Luigi's Mansion movie does happen, I'm going to make a review, definitely. So yeah, let me know what I should be doing with these reviews. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!